Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Tracy's Art and Craft. How are you all today? I'm doing really well. I am a little bit shaky today. For those of you that don't already know, I have a rare brain condition and it causes me some small symptoms. Nothing major, I'm not disabled, nothing like that, but just so you're aware that when I do shake and I get a bit fingers and thumbs, it's that causing it. So I am a little bit shaky. I'm a little bit shaky in my voice as well, having a few trouble with words today and things. So we'll just try to get through. Now, what I'm going to be making today are these cute little... Sorry, I can hear someone come in. I think that's my son. He'll be okay. I'm going to be making these cute little roses. And these roses were first made by the Southern Shell. She's going to be linked all in the description box, the title, everything like that. Do go check out her video because she's made these loads of times really well and has come out good every single time. This is my very first one I'm making. There are some leaves at the back here, you can't see them very well, but there are some leaves. Let's see if I could bring it a little bit closer to you. Sorry, I had to get up out of my chair. But there we go, and you can see the little leaves in the back there. I know they're not very visible, but when you've got them on a book, you know, people notice these little things in the back. And I've kept it on a little bobby pin. I used a bobby pin to make it, and I kept it on there because one, it will allow you to put it fully onto the page, going all the way down. And second, I kind of thought my daughter would like a couple of these to play with in her doll's hair or in her hair and things. So that's what that looks like. I have got some paper clips to use. So we can do some paperclip ones as well, but when I noticed when you'd need quite large paper clips, I noticed when she did hers, you only have the motion of the paper clip that's left from the top where you stick it on. So the really tiny ones that I have are no good, and I've only got these big ones, so I chose some colours that are quite good for roses and thought those would probably do. And of course I bought my bobby pins because I definitely want to make some more bobby pin ones. I'm probably not going to get through a lot on the video, but we will see. Just one second, I've got to let my cat out the door. Go on then. That's okay. You're welcome. There we go. It's a sunny day and she's just coming from outside. So actually the sun's gone in. I think the clouds have come over. So she's probably sensing rain. So let's get on. I have brought over with me a whole bunch of book pages. I've got loads of wallpapers. I mean, I've got loads and loads of wallpapers. When I say I've got loads. And I thought I don't use them very often. I thought this would be a good opportunity to use them. So I'm going to take this one. This one will look lovely. And the good thing about this is it's all tearing. That's what I loved about it. So you tear out a sort of square. A sort of squarey circle thingy. There we go. Let's start with that. Now on the back is really plain and shells were not. Oh, don't know if that's going to be any good. Maybe we'll make a small one and take this off because this is going to be too thin. This is like the top layer of the wallpaper and that's like, yeah, real thin. So hers were not plain. So what I've been doing is taking some metallic ink. So I've got two new ones over here. And I've been using my metallic ink brush and I've been just coating the backs with that. And when I say I've never done this before, I mean I've never... Oh, see what I mean? I'm so sorry guys. It's going to be a bit like that today. I do have ink from another, I've got ink from this one on here, so yeah, I literally have never ever done this before, so it's a first for me and it's a first for you guys. Maybe some of you already have made these before and it's not a first for you. If so, what a great idea, or even if you haven't, what a great idea these, huh? I love them. I think they just look so adorable and you can use them for so many different things, not just journals. Like I say, my daughter is going to love these for like her doll's hair and things. Sorry about my desk. Like I say, I've been inking and all sorts. It is messy. This is just the process. This is what happens. So next you tear it round in a spiral. You know, like when you make those dangly decorations, or when you were a kid you made snakes maybe. I used to make snakes at school. We tear it like that, sort of round in a spiral. I saw she was tearing 2 ways. I loved that idea. It really gives her roses a really, like I've got here, this really sort of rough edge where one bit's torn one way, one bit's torn the other, and it gives it this sort of a randomness like roses have. They're very random, aren't they? As I always say, the beauty in nature and in life is imperfection. We find it in art as well. People seem to be drawn to things that are not perfect. Even landscape art and things where you think it's perfect, have a look at it, you'll find it's really imperfect. But that's why we're drawn to it. So yeah. So I'm just going 2 ways all the way round. Like I said first, this is literally the second one I've made, okay guys, so don't necessarily take my word for it. Leaving this little round bit here, this is what we're going to stick them to. Now the first thing I tried was burnishing the edges to make them curl back on themselves, because I want this to be the centre, so you see all this beautiful vibrant colour, and then to make the edges come back like this. That didn't work so well, guys. That was a bit rubbish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my fingers and just go around pushing them back, like really folding them to get the creases in. It did make some lovely wrinkles in there, I'm not going to lie, but yeah, it just wasn't as good as how hers turned out, and I had to go by hand and really bend them back. I was basically doing this after I made the rose, which was a bit difficult. So this time I plan on doing it all by hands. I had brought over my bone folder. She used a bone folder, I noticed, but yeah, even that didn't work out so well. So I've got it. I can see it doesn't give such a good crease. So I'm just scrunching them back any old how, because, you know, it's a rose, it's supposed to be wrinkly and scrunchy. And don't worry about these bits that look white, they're definitely really good at the end. I'll show you. You will probably want a hot glue gun, I would say. I haven't tried any other glues just yet. I will give them a go at some point. And if I find something that's just as easy with something a little bit more everyday, I will show you, but I can't imagine you could hold the rose in place for that amount of time. Sorry guys, sorry if it's taking quite a while. We're right near the end now. Let's see how this one turns out. Hopefully this one turns out a little better than my other ones. But saying that, it did turn out really pretty, but it did take a little bit of fiddling around with and things. And in this centre, you definitely want to get them back because it's the outside edge, it's not actually the inside. So which is a little bit hard to get your head around, but the centre is the outside of the rose. So you definitely want to get these ones really scrunched, because they're the ones that are going to be sort of showing more all around the outside. And of course the inside ones, they do tend to stay closed anyway. There we go. Right, they're really scrunched now. So now I'm going to take a bobby pin. I'm at least going to use a bobby pin to fold them. It worked well, although if you notice in hers, she doesn't have an issue at the end with pulling through the middle. I do. All I can say is if you have the same problem, if you go for it, you'll see what I do, which is I cut it. It works perfectly well. I cut this one and it worked well. In fact, it made the centre go in a little bit, and I really like that, as if it's growing outwards. So it's not the end of the world. Don't worry about making little mistakes. I think you've got to make mistakes, haven't you, to learn from them, you know. So we start on the outer bit, not on this inner bit. We start on the outer bit, and you want your pattern that you want to see the most of to come onto the inside, is what Shell said. I don't know if that's her name. I'm rubbish at remembering names, so if the Southern Shell sees this, I'm so sorry. I'm rubbish. You'll notice when I commented on your thing to ask if I can make this video, I'm rubbish with names and I called you Shell. I actually ended up calling her Sheila because I've been talking to Sheila and my phone was just like, hey, everyone's Sheila now. Everyone with an SH is Sheila. Seriously, when I messaged one of my kids to shut the door, Sheila come up. So my phone is just like, no, we love the name Sheila now. That's going to be on every text you send. So here we go, we're getting there. I'm trying to keep my fingers at the base of these pieces, trying to keep it level, keeping this end is what you want to concentrate on the most. This end will just do its thing, but this end you'll get, we want the edges to be all together. Oh, it's coming loose a little bit. Come on. Don't want to get around that piece. So at this point I find it easier to turn it round and not hold the bobby pin, because yeah, it gets a little bit difficult. So yeah, I recommend a glue gun for this one, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have one. I'm sure if you play around with it you might find a way to hold it on. I can't think of one. But you can get really cheap glue guns. I don't have just this one here, although this one was only £10 from the range. But I don't have just this one. I have another little one, but it leaks glue like you wouldn't believe. This one doesn't leak very much. I get just the odd drip here and there, which is what I like. So yeah, if you want one that doesn't leak very much, say you've got a glue gun, it's leaking everywhere and you think, I hate this thing, it leaks everywhere, do go check out the range for this one. It's supposed to be, you can remove the wire, so it can be wireless, but actually that just means it stays hot for like 3 minutes once you've unplugged it. That's all that means. I wouldn't take any notice of that. It's not what I bought it for. So as you can see, it's really tight. I'm not going to leave it tight like that. But what I am going to do, oh, it came out today. So sorry, I was going to sneeze. I'm so sorry. It came out. Before it didn't come out, and I tried to pull it out, and all the inners come with me. Yeah, today it's come out. Woohoo! So what I'm going to do next is I am going. Can you see how just folding it back has wrinkled all these edges and sort of encouraged them to fold? So all I'm going to do is start loosening, but only the outside edges, because I don't want to loosen all of that centre completely. I'm being really super careful. I'm not sure if you could be a bit rougher with this and a bit rougher ready with this. I just really want this to turn out right. So yeah, I'm going to keep unravelling it until I get it to a point where I really, really like it. I think that's really nice there. So what I do is I glue it next, because it's so much easier to work with once glued. So this little centre piece here is going to go underneath your rose. You're going to put a big dollop of glue down. So sorry, my glue doesn't want to work now. It's been on for a long time, so it gets a little bit funky and funny when it's been on for a long time. There we go, and I'm just going to put all of that into the centre and wait for it to dry a little. It's actually stuck to my mat, but that's okay because I've got a glue mat. If you haven't got a glue mat, or a cotton mat, sorry, you might want to use a bit of acetate or something just to sort of protect your surface. Or another good thing is baking paper. But I don't mind doing it on my glue mat because I'm a heathen. And, you know, like my husband says, I'm put on earth to irritate him and to make him spend more money. So, you know, he says it. So if he says it, it's got to be fact, hasn't it? Yeah, that's what I say. So now what I like to do is just go back and shape it. So I'm just going to use my fingers here and I'm going to bring back some of these petal bits. If there's any you don't like, you could tear it at this point. I quite like how it's doing this, but I'm going to bring them up a little by just scrunching that paper. You see, like that. So yeah, just scrunching it and bringing it up. I want to fold out some of these. If some fold in, that's fine, you know. That's what those do. There we go. I really like that. So then what Shell did, the Sovereign Shell, she took a pen and coloured in the edges. I thought, oh, I don't really want to do that. No reason. I do have them. I just can never be bothered to pull them out. We even got alcohol ones. I just don't use them. So what I thought was I'd get my ink that I'd use for the back. Don't worry about it. Destroying the ink pads, that's fine. Oh, these ink pads, by the way, guys, for anyone in the UK, it's not going to be relevant to you, those of you that are not, but to anyone in the UK, you get loads. Let me show you. I got all of these for, and these two as well, so that is 10 for £7.99 from the range. Now they're not as good quality as, say, you know, Tim Holtz and stuff like that. They do have the foam base as well. We all know I prefer the felt, but they're all metallic. So they do metallic and they also do normal ink pads. So do be careful, it just says ink pad, but these ones say metallic. And yeah, for £7.99 for all those metallic colours. Oh, bargain. Absolute bargain. So anyway, you could leave it like this with all this white. That does look pretty too. If you go over with the metallic, you won't be able to see it on camera, I'm afraid, guys, but it does give it a lovely, lovely shimmer. And I think really just finishes it off. It looks like a vintage rose. I'm just going to get these bits around here just in case any of them show. Now, adding it on to a pin or clip, what one shall I show you first? What would you guys want to see? Do you know, I really like these pink ones. I think they would go with it. So shall we do it onto a paper clip first? Shall we? Now, I saw that she pushed it straight into the glue like this. With my bobby pin, I used a piece of paper. With this one, I'm thinking I'm going to push it into the glue like she did and just give it a try, because I haven't attached like that. Usually I put paper in there and then attach. But we're going to try. Would it work better though if I put paper in? Would I get the full use of the clip? Let's grab a piece of the, so I'm just going to grab a piece of this. We want a small piece. We don't want a big piece. Why did I get a piece that big? Right, we don't need a piece that big. Let's go like that, because I'm thinking it will glue this bit, but it won't glue all of this on the back. And then we'll get the full use of the paper clip, which doesn't really matter anyway, but you know, I've got to be fussy, haven't I? So the next thing I made were the little leaves. Now I'm going to show you how I made those. It's so cute. So I found some green wallpaper. Like I said, I've got all kinds of blooming wallpaper. Seriously, it's everywhere. It drives me insane. It's just piles and piles of this stuff where I just went crazy with it. And I've got a 1-inch punch. Now the shell, the Southern Shell, sorry, the shell. No, the Southern Shell, she used a 1-inch punch as well. She did it quite similar to this. I'm going to have a slight change because I'm shaky. Seriously, behave. I'm a bit shaky today. So, and a bit all over the place. I can't do it the way she did it. I've tried, I can't rip it. I just do this. So I'm going to take this and I am going to, it doesn't look a lot to you guys, but seriously, this is taking every ounce of my being to get this to fold and stuff. It's quite hard on my hands. Yeah, my fine motor skills are struggling today. So I'm going to be folding this, and instead of tearing it into like the leaf shape, I have cut it with my scissors. Oh, come on, just cut. There we go. And it comes out as a better leaf shape, can you see? So we go from, we keep the points, but we take off some of that body of the roundness, and it comes out as a beautiful leaf shape. I didn't ever think to do my leaves this way until I saw the Southern Shell do it, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's, why haven't I been doing that, you know? I'm sure we all guess that this is why we watch other crafters, this is why we make these videos as well, to help other people, because we all guess it, don't we? Where we're just like, why haven't I thought of that? So I've got one of these are the roughing up tools, you know, for the edges. I usually use scissors to do this, but I've pulled out this tool because it's safer, and when I'm shaky like this, I don't have a hope in hell of actually getting, oh my days, any of this done. Well, without taking my fingers off anyway, you know, so I need a safety tool. I need something that's safer that won't, if you can't see, I'm just running it across the edges, but I'm so shaky and it's so hard to do fine motor skills today. Anyway, once you've roughed up the edges, they do soak in the ink better. Now I'm using a little bit of Vintage Photo, because it's just a really pale brown and it just goes with this green really, really well. And I just rub that into those edges. And I'm going to try and bring it up to you to see if you can see it better. But it looks like an aged leaf. So let me show you the difference. If I show you the difference, I don't know if you can see, but those are the differences. So you've got this little aged leaf here with all its little rough edges, and this one which is just perfectly straight. You can choose how you do it. You don't have to do that faffy part. I don't know, it's the fine details I get enjoyment out of. I don't know why. So of course you haven't got to do this part, but oh look, this leaf happens to be turning out a little bit better. Probably because I'm being quiet. Right, sorry, concentration, but it takes a lot of concentration when my hands aren't working. There we are. I don't know why I keep apologising to people. Well, I do know why. I haven't always had the easiest life, and one thing in my life, it did make me a very apologetic person. So I do apologise a lot. And I know I haven't got anything really to apologise for. I just keep doing it. And I'm sure it might be annoying to some people, but please do bear in mind that I can't really help it. So what I'm going to do is I stick on the leaves first. I sort of layer this up. Now my glue gun's going to play up a little bit. I've got to push the glue because it's over melted, my glue stick. That's the problem. Come on, push in. There we go, just a little dollop. And I put them quite far to the edges of the piece of paper. Come on, why won't you work? Well, we know why you won't work. I've had you on for way too blooming long. And now the whole glue stick's gone soft. So I think I'm going to put this one down here. Like so. So now I'm just going to get some scraps. I've got these all these various scraps of pieces and whatnot. I'm going to glue these onto the actual rose this time. Oh, there we go. So one of the scraps I don't really measure them per se, I'm just cutting off bits and then working with them. So the first thing I'm going to do is shell twisted them. I did find twisting them better. I didn't twist them on this one, but I do think twisting them is going to be better. So big dollop of glue, and then let's twist one this way. Stay put please. Twist the other and go this way. And then have a look at where the glue's blobbing and use that as a guide for placing on your last piece. There we go. Now from there, I'm literally doing that exactly how Shell did it, the Southern Shell did it, because like I say, it's the first time I made them, so I haven't played around and made any of my own variations. If you want to see someone who knows what they're doing, do head over to her. Oh, come on. Go where I want you to. Right, stay there. Stay. Stay. We're going to blob on a whole big lot of glue. Okay, can you see that, guys? I hope you can. There's a big blob of glue in the centre there. And then I'm just going to slip this straight on. Now we can have a look if using that piece of paper on the back makes any difference to the way it looks and things like that. Okay, the way and the usage of it, the way it's used. So I'm just waiting for it to dry just a little before I pull it off of my mat, because it will be stuck to my mat. I love how these look. These look just so old and vintage and beautiful. So that's the back so far. The next thing I did was go around and just trim up these edges, whatever I wanted to trim. So of course you can't see the leaves very much again, they are peeking through here. But I found the important part not to be whether you can see them from the front, it's whether you see them. Oh, I love that one. It's whether you see them while they're on the journal, you know. So I think we've got full usage here of this. I've just got to pull out certain parts of the paper clip from the glue, because sometimes the glue does go over the edges. The back here isn't the neatest, of course. It wouldn't be, because I'm making it. Yeah, we live with that, it's fine. You know, we could then cover this up again if we wanted to, but I think we'd lose the use of this paper clip. So let's have a little look and see if we can fully push this one on by using the piece of paper. Yes, we can. So there we go, that fully pushes on like a full paper clip. The only problem is if you're putting it into a book and you close the book on it, that's a big no-no, because that's just going to squash it and, you know, it's not going to close. But what you could do is pull it out a bit, and these could be tabs to pages, so your pages will shut here, but this is a tab sticking out of the book. That's kind of my plan. That's what I've got going on. Or you can leave them on bobby pins and use them as hairpins. Okay, aren't they cute? Although they are paper, don't be out in the wet, because they're just going to disintegrate. They're so cute. Should we make one more together? Should we try it? Let me see what time it is. There we go, stopped you, started you. Let's go again for another one. So what paper shall I use this time? My first one I used this beautiful marble paper, and that turned out lovely. Got a really cream one, but I don't want it to be cream. What we've got here, the green one, I don't really want that. Oh, we've got a deep purple. Oh, what a yellow. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Might make the back gold then, if we've got a yellow one. Let's put in some gold. And let's clean off our brush. So to clean off my brush, I usually use a piece of paper and just keep going. So I'm just going to use the back of one of these. Wow, there's a lot of ink in this brush. Can you tell I haven't cleaned it in a while? Good thing about wallpaper is it's very absorbent on the back. So, you know, it's really soaking up the ink. Let's give that a go. Let's see how that goes. Right, I'd say that was clean. So let's do our sort of square. I did keep doing them quite large, but I like how the roses turn out. So I'm sure if you were to do it smaller, you would get a really nice small rose. Come on. Sorry again, I'm having trouble making my hands work. There we are, let's get some of this gold. Oh, this is lovely, it's a bright one. Bright sunshine gold. Very, very full of ink, these ink pads are. There's a lot of ink on here. So I'm just going to smear some of that ink over. There we are. They stack really nice as well. I know that's not really that important, but to us crafters, we do find it important. I'm just going to dry that a little. Wave that around and dry it because it's really wet. There's a lot of ink in that ink pad. So yeah, goodbye. Very definitely a goodbye. What's the one thing we want in an ink pad? Well, lots of ink, hey? So, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this 2 ways, and I'm not tearing 2 ways. I'm tearing 1 way. So yeah, I love the tear one. She does do one where you cut it, which is a lot neater. So definitely check out hers. I'm just doing the tear one because that's my favourite, and that's what I would use. But yeah, do go check out her channel. Give her a hi from me. Let her know that you've come from over here. Bless her. There we go. Oh, got a little bit of ink all over me now. That's why it goes with my gold on my nails. No one will know. So take the bobby pin. I think I'm going to use this one. Use a bobby pin on this one. I quite like it. I want the colour to be on the inside again. Personal preference, try both. I do like it when it's on the inside, however. Okay, so now I'm going to try again. Oh god, bobby pin's gone funny. Stay straight. I'm going to try again to keep all this at the bottom. Keep my fingers there, it makes it a bit easier. So sorry, this must be boring for you guys. We are getting there. I don't know, maybe it helps you guys to see. They were saying like if you've got arthritic hands that might be difficult, I think they were saying on there. Yeah, definitely, if you've got arthritic hands, you're going to want something, you know, one of those tools to do this quilling. Get one of those tools, but look for one with a really big handle, and then you'll be able to quill a lot easier. You can get ones with fat handles like these, and you'll be able to do this, and it'll be a bit easier on arthritic hands. If you're using a bobby pin, oh my days, this, I could imagine my mum trying this, and she wouldn't get through the whole rows, and she's not as arthritic as some people, but she literally would not get through the whole rows at all. Don't worry about it being sort of wound tight. Just make sure that this bottom part's really tight, and don't worry about what the top's doing. We straighten neat that at the end. That's what I've found to be working for me anyway. Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't bend these back, did I? Oh well, let's see what we can do when we don't bend them back, because we're completely useless and we forgot. Let's see what we can do with that. Seriously, I'm so useless sometimes. I'm turning it around again, just like the last one. When it gets fat, it gets easier to turn it around. Try to keep all these bottom bits at the bottom. Can you believe I didn't bend them? I bet you're sitting there going, I can't believe it, Tracy. You're a disaster, woman. Sort yourself out. I am a disaster. That's alright. I like going through life as a disaster. You never know what's going to happen, as my husband says. I'm like, oh, what's the one thing you love most about me? Tracy, with you, anything can happen. Well, there we are. Keep him on his toes. He literally once saved me from a bus. I'm not even lying. I was crossing a road and I saw the bus. I saw it. It's not like I didn't see the bus. I saw the bus. I even said to him, oh, hang on, there's a bus coming. And then for some reason, out of the blue, I went to step into the road. So here we go. We're going to see what happened last time. I think I can feel it. Yep, it comes out with me. So what I did was I ripped it off. And then this bit here, I just cut that. And then I had to look afterwards, you know, like blindly cut it. I was like, ugh. And it actually does look really nice still, so we're good. The first thing I'm going to do is, before even trying to make those bits go back, I am going to loosen up all of these outside petly bits. Oh, you can really see the difference when you haven't roughed it first. Oh yeah, roughing it is definitely an important part. You can really see the difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick all this down anyway. Oh, here we go with really soft glue because it's been on for too long. There we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them after the fact and hope for the best. I'm going to be quite rough with it as well, scrunching them and all sorts, because the petals are wrinkly, aren't they, on roses, so that's kind of the look I want. I do like the thickness of wallpaper when I'm making these, so do keep that in consideration, because it's really, you know, done wonders. Oh, do you know what? It turned out okay. You can rough them afterwards. Just really squish it. Get your thumb on there and give it a good squishing. Oh, that's lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that gold again and just give it a little once over on the edges there. Oh, that is cute. What a cute one. Bobby pin, paper clip. Bobby pin or paper clip. I don't know, I'm sort of drawn to the paper clips. My paper clips are a little bent, they're a little well used. I just pulled them out my... Should I use a green one? I like the idea of a green one. Let's take a little piece of this paper and let's try and make it a little bit neater this time, shall we? There we go. Let's make it a little bit neater and stop being messy. Right, pop that through. What I'm seeing a problem with that paper's, don't let this happen where this goes on the inside, that needs to be on the outside. So just scrunch your paper over the edge of that and bring it back down, because otherwise you're not going to be able to close your paper clip, you know. This is a weird paper clip. It's all bent in all directions anyway, never mind. It's still usable. So let's get those leaves doing. There we go. Yeah, I really do love that. And if you look where we've painted on the gold, of course you can do some more gold, but it just looks really nice all round. Really struggling with these leaves. Here we go. There we are. Let's get rid of some of these scrap pieces that are building up on the desk here. Put those in the bin. Oh, and there's another piece. There we go, just rough up the edges as quick as we can. Oh, you know me, it's not going to be quick today. So what I usually do is, I usually keep a bowl. I've got actual beads in here at the moment. Let me take them out because I've got to separate them, put them into the pot. But I usually keep a bowl like that, full of those tiny scraps. Now I don't usually keep tiny scraps of paper because I just don't use them. It's just one of those things. I keep strips because sometimes I use those for collage, but I don't use tiny scraps usually. But what I do use is tiny scraps of fabric, and I make snippet rolls and things out of them. But also when you're doing projects like this where you only need tiny pieces, rather than cutting from larger strips, it's sometimes easier to take from these little pieces here, and that means you're not cutting into your larger bolts of lace and things like that. So that's a good tip for anyone out there, that when you're working with fabric and things, keep those tiny pieces, but because they're a great craft supply. But another thing is, if you're getting rid of clothes, I've got a big bag of my daughter's clothes currently to go through. Have a look at clothing before you get rid of it, even your son's or your husband's shirts, men's shirts. Maybe you've got family that you can ask for bits of clothing from. Because they'll have tiny bits of lace here and there, you can cut that off, beautiful bits of fabric here and there. The whole thing might be a beautiful piece of fabric. And yeah, you could say to a family member, hey, I love your daughter's clothing, or, you know, your son's shirts, or whatever. Bed sheets is another one. When you're finished with them, could I have them? I will offer you, you know, a little bit of money towards. And, you know, most people, they just dump their clothes, get rid of them, or store them. Oh, so many people who have them just sitting there waiting for you to ask for them. Just wardrobes filled of clothes that they don't wear, never are going to wear, and they just haven't gotten around to sorting them out yet. There we go. So yeah, do definitely ask around family members and things. Oh, do you know what? I might do some black on the back of this one. Let's get out a little bit of black, and maybe I'll use this black and gold one again as well. I don't know. Oh, look, that's cute. I know. You think I'd make up my mind at some point, don't you? Oh dear, I can't decide. Or maybe some of this netting as well. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So let's have a little look-see. What do I want to stick to? The back of you. So first things first, I have been asked in the past where I get my scissors from. Everywhere. So these ones, if you're in the UK, came from Asda. If you go into the sewing section, they've got these dress scissors. These are great. They sharpen up they're really, really level, and they sharpen up really well every single time, and I sharpen them whenever I need to, whenever they go blunt. And these ones I never get rid of. They're always there. I got some black ones just recently. I can't remember where I got them from. Let's have a little look at this. I want the white on first. Sorry, I am shaking all over the place. Not a great time to be using a glue gun, is it? Stick in there like so. There we are. Then let's line this up again to how we want it, making sure the glue goes right over that paper clip. We want the glue to go all over that, because that is what's going to hold this in place. And then we push the rose onto that glue. Oh wonderful, I have a bee in the room. If it's a bee, we're all in trouble. If it's a wasp, I'm good. Reason for that is I'm allergic to honeybees. I'm not allergic to wasps for some reason, unless they sting me like a million gazillion times, but yeah, allergic to bees, not wasps. A bit weird. I couldn't be normal, could I? How boring would that be? I really like that. How short do I want these bits? Quite short. Not too short though. Don't get in the way. There, like that. I like that. Oh, that is so cute. I love them. So what do you guys think? I wish you were here, get your input then. You've probably got some great ideas. Look at those. I'm thinking page tabs because I just think, oh my God, can you imagine a journal? I have got a journal here actually, which would be perfect. So if you have a journal like this one, where its pages are as deep as the cover, takes a little bit of patience to do that, but yeah, you can do that, and a lot of measuring. If we put them on to a page, so I'm just going to pop them on to a few pages. I haven't yet finished decorating this one, but this one's primarily a writing journal. So if we put them onto a page, just a little bit, want it onto some way. Oh, the bobby pin works really well. The bobby pin works the best, guys. Look at that. Imagine if it's on top. Right, we're going to try it on the top too. I'm a little bit excited about these flowers. Just choosing random pages to pop them onto. Look. They're too cute. They're just such a sweet little embellishment. Of course, if you made them without, some of these are getting a little bit scrunched, behave. If you made them without the clip, you could just stick them on fronts of journals and things. Oh, they're too cute, aren't they? If you're wondering about the bow, let me show you what that is quickly, because I bet you are. I bet you're looking at the bow going, what is that? I want to know. It is a journaling card, and I just punched a hole in the corner and I put a ball pin or gourd pin in the top there and tied some of this crochet lace to it as a bow, and then I paper clipped it to the edge so that the bow would just sort of pop out of the edge like that. So that's what that little bow is. But look how lovely those go with it. And they're great little bookmarks, aren't they, for saying, oh, this is where I'm at. Oh, I love them so much. So yeah, I hope you like them too. I hope that's inspired you, given you some ideas. Like I say, I've kind of followed the shell quite well, but she has got lots of other ideas because she makes them a lot. I've got glue all over my hands and ink. Yeah, so do go check out her channel and her video. It's linked down in the description box because it's definitely worth checking out. Yeah, because I just had so much fun with that. And she literally only made that video, what, yesterday I think it was, because I watched it yesterday. So yeah, she's got, you know, she knows far more because she does it more often. This is a first for me. And yeah, I will see you next time. I don't know what I'm doing next time. Honestly, at the moment, because I'm studying so intensely, when it comes to crafting, I'm just kind of doing what I feel like, whatever inspires me and excites me, because studying is boring, guys. It is boring. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. All my love. Bye.